Alright, I'm back.
Yay.
Yay! Sorry if I'm quiet when I'm playing games, it's just like, so I can't multitask. Only females can do that. It's hard to chat and concentrate on playing. Like Killer, I mean, because Killer's just so full on. Survivor, you can easily do it, but it's not Killer.
No. See, no. You can't do any of the above of what you just said.
Why?
Ah, she saw me.
No, you can multitask, alright? I just can't. Not
Just
that
let me
well.
get her off the hook, dude. You double hooked me. I'm dead on hook. Shmee.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Is you had some ignorant people talking about Australia.
Yeah, like the honey badger, like, what the fuck? I've
I,
never seen a honey
I,
badger in my life.
uh, me neither.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no honey badgers in Australia. They're certainly not native to Australia. Um, I mean, rabbits and foxes even, they were introduced into Australia. They weren't even native here. They're bloody pests now.
Foxes and rabbits.
Yeah, like they were not, there were none of them in Australia till white people came. Because we had Aboriginals here, obviously, first.
Is that right, though? But is that right? Like, I'm asking as an honest question.
Yeah, no, we had no foxes and no rabbits, and now we've got bloody millions of them. So, yeah, they were introduced. I think they were introduced for some other reason. I don't know, I'd have to look it up in history. I think the rabbits were introduced to take out something, and then they got too many, so they introduced foxes to take them rabbits out. And now there's too many foxes as well, so I don't know.
Yeah, but what
I
would
feel.
rabbit take out?
I don't know.
They
Maybe
don't.
a weed. It was some type of weed that they ate. I don't know. It was some sort of plant.
See, in my history that I know, Australia is a a prison because
Oh no, well that was
Britain
back in the
had.
what's
Hang
that,
on.
1830s, so 200 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like yes, back then, 200 years ago, but a lot's changed in 200 years. But yeah, it was used for convicts originally, um, but yeah, that was I say only in the 1800s, so back in the ye olde days.
Yeah. So they shipped off other prisoners and nobody cared. And Australia became born.
Yeah.
No, not born, but
No, well, a lot of people think Australia is just like a desert or something, and it's not. It's very, very green. The centre of Australia is a desert. But to be honest, it's even the desert is beautiful. It's not like like Sahara desert type thing. It's not like sand dunes. It's like red dirt, and there's still plants growing and stuff, just like wildflowers and stuff, because it doesn't
Oh,
rain much in the centre.
so here's
But
a question.
yeah,
So you know in Wolf Creek when they went to go and see the meteor,
yeah.
does that it really exist?
Yeah. That's actually, um, it's got an E on the end though. It's Wolfie Creek, and it's in the top part of Western Australia. So sort of northwest of Australia. And yeah, it's called Wolfie Creek, and it's a big, because of that movie. It's actually quite a big tourist destination now. When
That's
really it's just
good there, isn't it?
boring as it's as boring as shit, to be honest. And we've only got one volcano
Yeah,
in
but
Australia. That's just,
it's a crater. I've never seen a crater before.
ugh, well, I suppose it's not much to see, to be honest. But yeah,
Well,
I mean
truthfully, to be honest with myself, I'm more into all the buildings and their guts. That's what I'm into.
and we got a lot of those. We got a lot of history, because our buildings, get become um, on the heritage list, so that they can't be touched. Like, they're building a new building in the city at the moment, right? And they knocked down the entire building except for this tiny little bit on the front, because it's heritage listed. So they have to build a new building around this tiny little wall at the front
Right.
because it's heritage listed, which is good. We got a theatre as well. They did the same thing. It's called Her Majesty's Theatre, and they just kept the original front and rebuilt the entire building behind it, so that it's still got that front on it now, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks old from the front, but you go in and it's like the state of the art, like latest building.
Okay, there.
So, and that's a great theatre.
That's good. That's cool.
But Adelaide itself, the main capital city where I live, is, which I don't live in Adelaide, but I live about an hour out of Adelaide. But it's only 1 mile square, so it's not very big. It's like, but it's surrounded by parklands, so it's a very beautiful city. But yeah, it's not very big. Not like Melbourne, that's huge, and that's horrible, to be honest. Melbourne and Sydney are yeah. Like, just to try and drive anywhere in Melbourne and Sydney just takes you forever. Whereas
Okay.
you get across, like, Adelaide's nicknamed the 20-minute city, because you can get anywhere in 20 minutes.
Okay.
What's
So,
this map called?
the first time I saw Wolf Creek, I was like, I am never going to Australia.
If I was to drive to Wolf Creek,
Hang on.
it'd take me like probably 4 days to drive
Hang
there.
on. I'm not done.
Sorry.
When I watched that review, I was like, I'm never going to Australia. And then I watched this movie called, like, Dead Storm or Stormwatch. Anyways, they were canoeing around Australia, and she almost got raped, but she took a bottle and cut it up and put it up her vagina.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ow.
I own the movie. I own the movie.
That sounds horrible.
I don't care, but it was again in Australia. And so I really have no interest of going to Australia.
Nah, well, I mean, there's a lot of horror movies based in Australia, but that's all they are, is fictional.
Are they? Are they really?
Yeah. Where did
Oh,
this
so
Leon go?
Stone Town is fictional?
I'm gonna check every one of these lockers. He's in one of these lockers, I know it. No?
You don't
Where's
answer my
John?
question.
Uh, Sorry, what was the question?
S- uh, Snowtail murders, even though they
Oh, yeah,
happened
yeah,
in your city.
yeah, they did. They sure did. Yeah, that's something that was very horrible.
But was it really?
Yeah.
As far as I know, they took out they killed suspected pedophiles.
No. No, the bodies in the barrel, that they were taking out, tourists.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, hello, Claudette. I just found a Claudette in a locker. What a surprise, hey?
Are you sure? Because I have books.
Look, I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen the movie about it.
Yeah, there is a movie aired about Canada's not biggest, but notable serial killer, and people fucking lost their shit. However,
Yeah.
I watched that movie after I heard the podcast about it. And then I was invested, so I got more books and I read up more about it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I don't know. Because I don't know what happened. All I have is what I read. Like, police reports and etc.
Yeah. I'll look it up for you, but I don't think that sounds right, to be honest. Snowtown, as far as I know, they were taking out tourists.
I'm positive they were only just taking out pedophiles. I'm
Nah, because then
positive.
they'd almost be heroes, but they weren't.
But they were gross about it. And then the young kid is still in prison. He pled guilty, and nobody knows his actual name. How the mother was not charged, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he made to kill his brother, because the brother raped his own brother.
Hello.
What the hell was that? These are very sneaky little survivors, this group I've been getting today. They're being really sneaky.
I'm losing weight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's a good thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so here in Ontario, Canada, we had like a Ted Bundy feller. If you like,
Oh yeah. I know Ted
so
Bundy. Oh,
so no, but he was a replica of Ted Bundy. But all he did was rape women, and that's all he
It seems
did
so.
was raping women. And then he got married, and he got caught,
yeah.
and so the wife was like, Paul Bernardo is what I'm talking about. However, I honestly think that Carla Homolka was all behind the murders, because he openly said, he's like, I raped women. I raped them. And that's all I did. And then he got married, and obviously he put a bit of trust and told her, and the rape turned into murder. I honestly think it's all Carla Homolka's fault. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
Don't be sorry. Don't be silly. You can say anything to me. You don't have to ever be sorry.
I don't mean to I'm not justifying him or anything. Like, he deserves to be in prison, but not for life. However,
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I do believe that his wife should be. I don't know.
Oh, can I get this 3K? I reckon I might be able to. Almost got a 3K. The Leon got away. Damn it. How did the Leon get away?
Leon's hot, so he should always get away. Do you know? Because I already have records on my my health, my doctor's notes, right?
Yeah.
Do you know if I go out on a killing spree, the government will look like she has mental health issues. Oh, she was in the army? Sure, okay. Let's put her in an institution for 2 months.
Hmm.
Okay, guns
So,
are not easy to get in Canada.
are you likely to go on a murdering spree?
Not even a little bit.
I don't think so.
No, no, no. I just wish some people were dead, but
Yeah.
I don't want to kill anybody. No, like, I'm good.
Yeah. I didn't think you were like that.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. And you know, that's one thing I learned about when I went in the infantry, when I joined the army, and I'm like, because I joined because I said, I just want to kill people. And then I trained, and I trained, and I'm like, I don't want to kill people.
Yeah.
Because you learn. The Afghanistan war was the one that was present.
Someone with a really weird name just sent me a GG's from the last match.
Oh, you were the killer, right?
Yeah, yeah, but their name, it's like, I don't know how they got away with it. What's their name? Big Nig 82. How do you get away with a name like that, Big Nig?
Friend, I've had people join the party and their name was come in my face.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know how they get away with some of these names, to be honest.
I have a vagina. Uh,
Some of them should
my
say,
dick.
I wish I had a vagina.
Well, according to you, you seem to have the attraction of dudes who want to
Nah,
have
not
a
really.
vagina.
The
Sorry.
second one,
I'm
the
still
second
very
one, there
sorry.
was never that attraction there.
Oh no,
It
the
was only the
first
first
one.
one. Yeah, yeah, but that
Do you
wasn't going to
still
happen
talk to
even
it?
if she was a girl.
Do you want to talk to him anymore? Or?
Oh, look, I'm not
It's
going to.
not on my PlayStation, friends, sir.
But yeah, that would have never happened anyway because she was like half my age. So even if she was a she, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. That's just weird. I would never go with someone half my age. They're got to be within 5 years of my age. Uh,
Yeah, like yeah. I
Hang on.
agree.
Just gonna go grab my uniform for my bedroom, and I'll bring it in here to start getting changed. So the mic will cut out for a sec.
Okay.
It probably will. There we go. Just so that I'm ready to go if I get the phone call, because yeah, I'm still on
It's
my
yeah, it's
trackies
all good. It's
stuff.
all good.
So I better get changed ready for work. I mean, I'm expecting them probably call in about half an hour. But even if I'm in the middle of a game, I'm gonna have to just pause it, or just be AFK and answer the phone call because it's work.
Me when I was in the army, I had to do just that. Like they gave you a cell phone, and you had to go out and fix, which makes zero sense to me because in order for you to drive these trucks, you have to do the test of the brakes, air brakes.
Yeah.
And none of them did it. And we went out, and I'm like, I am so sleepy. And it was freezing. And I turned around to the infantry, and I'm like, you were taught how to drive this. They were like, yeah. So you were
Yeah.
also taught of how to fix an airlock. They were like, yeah. And I was like, so why didn't you do it? And like, why did you hit the stop sign? I was like,
Oh.
do you not know how to drive? And of course they got pissed at me. And then
Yeah.
the sergeant I was with, he's like, go sit, go sit. He's like, I'll deal with it. And I'm like, fine, fine. Then, oh my god, there are so many times after I just finished fixing a vehicle, and like I took it and cleaned it and made sure it was perfect. And they would come in and they seen that I worked on it, they would lose the shit. And
Really?
so
Oh.
had my supervisor come in and check. He like, well, my supervisor was like, well, is it start up? Yep. He's like, it's fixed. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I got right insulted for being
Yeah.
a mechanic. Like that was like the it was the best experience of my life because I learned so much.
Yeah.
But it was the worst experience in all my life.
The best and the worst. That makes sense.
I tried
Yeah.
so hard to get where I got.
So you were a mechanic in the army, were you?
I did. I was. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's awesome.
You have no idea how fun it is to work on. I call them all tanks.
Oh
I call
yeah.
them
No, that would
all.
be.
I call them no. I call them all tanks, but they're not.
Hmm.
They're light armored vehicles. a
Yeah, yeah.
coyote. Like I call them all tanks,
Well,
and I'm like,
I do.
I get to fix tanks for a living, and I get
I
to fix their guts.
I do all my own mechanical repairs to my vehicles too, generally. But I'm self-taught, so sometimes I mean, there's something I'm getting done to my car this week by the mechanic, but that's because the cost of the parts for myself, it worked out that it was going to cost, I reckon, $80 more to get the mechanic to do it.
Mhm.
Like, because they had the supply and fit for $750, and I was going to be looking at, was it 666 or something, or 670? So, like, for that kind of money, I'd rather they
You're
just do it because they
asking
got
me, but I don't know. Like,
No, I mean, like, if it's only that much extra for a mechanic to do it, and they've got the hoist and everything, like, why bother trying to do it at home? Like, it's only part of the suspension that I'm going to get done. But I do all my own servicing and stuff. But
see me, I
I've
wanted
taken,
to, I
a
wanted to
few,
take my knowledge and take it into a dealership. However, I couldn't because it scared me. It petrified me, and I didn't want to rip off people
yeah.
because
So,
somebody who gets a brand new car and doesn't know the simple basics, it's not entirely their fault.
well, it depends what the car is,
Nobody,
because a lot of cars these
nobody.
days are electric. So that's a whole different field, isn't it?
Oh no, 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 not up here. No,
Down here, because they're working
no.
towards 80% of cars that are sold by 2030 in Australia. They want 70 or 80%. They want to be electric cars. And I
No.
can tell you right now, I'm never going to own an electric car. I don't like them.
Owning
But
an
yeah,
electric car in Australia is like the beginning of a horror movie.
yeah. No, well, because I like to travel, and you're limited on what you can do with an electric car. So yeah, I'd much rather a petrol. But at some point, we're going to have to obviously go something different as a car, because they're going to run out of oil and petrol eventually, aren't they? There's only a certain supply of that.
Oh, sometime soon we will meet,
Yeah.
and it will be very fucked up.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, just at the first meeting,
Yeah.
because like I, I'll probably like rape you, and
I'm
then,
not a piece of meat.
but I, but I wouldn't like literally
Uh,
rape
I'm,
you. I'm using
I'm
it as a
joking.
joke. No, okay,
Yeah,
good.
I know.
We're both
I
using
know
it
you're
as a joke.
joking.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all good.
And then after that, I would probably want a cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got plenty of tea. I don't really drink tea that often. I've got a really, really nice Chinese tea here, actually, like, which is the black leaves, and you use like a proper strainer. Um, and
That could
when
be any
you,
type of tea. That could be any
well,
type of tea.
when you make it, it's, it doesn't look very strong, especially if you add milk. It almost looks white, but it's actually a very strong tasting tea. Like, it's just as strong as English breakfast tea or something like that. So it's a really nice tea though. It was given to me as a gift from some Chinese tourists that I had on the bus for a week.
Well, you know, there's no such thing as Chinese tea.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. China owns a lot of stuff. Own a lot of Australia too. Don't know why Australian sold to China, but yeah.